Guys, welcome back to Southern Extreme TV. Today I have another product review for you guys. We're going to be talking about a scope today, a company by the name of Fyland, F-Y-L-A-N-D. Put a link down in the description for you guys. They were kind enough to send me this scope out to do a review on, and I'm going to let you guys take a look at it and kind of give you my first impressions and my thoughts of it. I enjoy doing these product reviews for you guys, especially the scopes, because I'm a big believer in, having several different scopes for different purposes that you're going to be using it, whether it be target shooting or hunting. I like having a wide variety of different options that I can choose to put on my guns. So today, this scope is a 1x4 power by 24 millimeter scope. Now, typically you see this style of scope on an AR platform or some type of competition style semi-automatic gun. Today, what I have mounted this on is actually a Savage Arms 22 tactical style bolt action gun, and it fits absolutely perfect for it. And the reason for that is this gun comes with a Picatinny rail up top, and included in the package with the scope, you get the scope and you get 2 scope rings that attach very easily to a Picatinny rail. And it has these big nice knobs over here on the right side, so that way you can really get a hold to it and tighten it down. And I feel pretty confident that this thing is not going to be going anywhere. And it looks really good on this gun as well. And as far as the zoom and the 1x4 power, it's definitely a 1x4 power. They're not cheating you on anything like that. So your 1 power, you really have that really wide angle view where you can see a lot through the scope. And then once you get all the way down onto 4 power, you can really get in there and get a nice steady and clear shot on something that might be a little bit farther of a target for you guys. Another cool thing that I really like about this scope is they come with scope or lens protectors. Now, what is cool about it is the scope protectors are actually already on this gun right now, and you can still see through it and you can still shoot through it, but these scope protectors are actually screw-on protectors that actually screw into the scope, and they have a clear lens, so that way whenever they are installed, for some reason, if you have to throw up and take a quick shot where you're not expecting, maybe you jump up some game on your way out of the woods or something, and you don't have time to flip up your caps or unscrew these, you can still throw this gun up and take a shot even with these protectors on there, and they're going to do an awesome job of really protecting your actual lens. It's going to keep a lot of dust, a lot of moisture out of there. That's probably my favorite feature about this scope, to be honest with you guys. The fact that they actually send you really nice quality protectors, and you've got one on the front as well. You don't have just one on the back. So you have one on the back, and then you also have this one on the front that you can take off as well. And there is a clarity difference. When you take these caps off, you're going to be able to tell the difference between looking through the scope with the protectors on and with the protectors off. Obviously the glass that's on the inside of the scope is a little bit better quality than what these protectors are, which that's their main purpose, is just protect the scope from getting dust and scratched and all that stuff on there. So your actual glass is going to be a little bit clearer, so you're going to have a little bit better picture quality with those removed than with them on, but it's still functional with them being attached, which is something that I really like. The one negative that I'm going to put down on this gun, and this is talking about how to zero this gun. The gun zeroed really easy, and after I got it bore sighted and went and got it on paper, and it's holding true to zero for the most part. And I've put probably 30 to 40 rounds on a target, and I'm grouping 22 rounds about like that at 30 to 40 yards. So that's perfect for what a little 22, what you're going to be using it for. The negative about it though is on these turrets up top, there's no way to set these back to zero. So basically these are set up kind of like a lot of your long range scopes are, where you have an exposed turret where you can twist it and make the adjustments in the field. But the majority of those scopes give you the ability to actually return that turret back to zero. And basically what that'll do is when you're looking at your turrets, it'll show you, 0, 1 through whatever it is. And if you're on 0, you know, that's where your scope is zeroed at. You know that's either where you're, for your bigger rifles, that's where you're zeroed at 100 yards or 200 yards, whatever it is that you want to be zeroed at. 0 is where you're zeroed. This does not give you that functionality. So for example, this 0 for this scope is at number 4 on the vertical, and on the horizontal it's on number 35. And there's no way for me to set those back to 0, so you have to leave it at 3 and 35, and you have to know that that is where this scope is zeroed at for this gun. It's the only negative that I got about this scope, and I mean, it's not that big of a deal because the price point on the scope is really not that bad in my opinion for what the quality of this scope is. It's right around that $60 price point. I think it's $59.99. Again, the link will be down in the description. It'll take you to the Amazon page where you can actually view it and see what the price of it is. At the time of the video, it is $59.99, so it may go up, it may go down. Hopefully it goes down for you guys and you get a little bit cheaper. But it's overall a really nice quality scope. A lot of the scopes that I've gotten in the past to do reviews on, they're decent scopes, but they don't really feel like they're quality made. You can tell that they feel a little bit cheaper. This one feels a lot better than those other ones that I've done a review on, as far as the Amazon type of companies that send products out. Obviously, you know, your more higher name brand, your Vortex, Leopold, Bushnell, those type of guys, they're going to be a little bit better quality than what this is going to be. But when you're talking about a cheap optic to go onto your gun that's going to get the job done and is going to last you for what you're going to put money-wise into this scope, this is probably the best one so far that I've seen. Now obviously, with it being a 1x4 power, you're not talking about reaching out and shooting 300-400 yards with this scope. Even though you probably can, it's just not what it's designed to do. I would say this scope is going to be out to 100 yards, be perfect for what you're going to be doing if you're going to have it on an AR platform, or maybe on some type of setup similar to what I've got here, where you know you're not going to be taking shots farther than 100 yards. This is really not that bad of a scope for that. Now, as far as being a precision shooter with this scope, not really the best type of scope for that. And the reason being, the inside reticle, when you're looking through there, it actually has a circle. You have your original crosshairs that you would normally have in a scope, and then you have a circle in the middle with a dot in the middle of that circle, and obviously that dot would be kind of what your crosshairs would be. So it's almost similar to an EOTech or something along those lines. Now the crosshairs are really nice and clear, and they're thin, and that's what I like about it. And then you have a nice defined circle with a dot in the middle, and that dot is really easy to pick up. It really helps you get on target fast, and that's what this scope is designed to do, is to get on a target, get on it fast, and pull the trigger and make accurate shots in short amount of time. And that is what this scope is going to allow you to do. The good thing is, once you do dial it all the way down to 4 power, the dot is not so overwhelmingly large that you're not going to be able to really pinpoint where you're hitting. So what I mean by that is, the dot, when you zoom in, the dot is not just taking up the entire target. It's just not as defined as a typical crosshair would be on, say, like a Nikon or a Bushnell, or another scope for that matter, that's designed to be a little more precise when you're shooting. This isn't what this scope is designed for. It's designed to get on the target fast and pull the trigger quickly. So in my opinion, guys, they hit the nail on the head with putting everything into this scope that they really need to get the job done. Only negative I got about it, guys, is, like I said, the reticles on top, the adjustments, you can't reset it back to 0. In my opinion, that's something that maybe on their next run, that's what I would recommend them doing. And if there's a way to do it, I haven't figured it out, but from what I can tell, these turrets up top, they don't lift up and spin back to 0. There's nothing that I can really kind of peel off or anything that will allow me to reset it back to 0. So wherever you set this scope at, that's where you have to leave it. So on my top one, again, it's number 3. On the side, it's 35. So that's what you got to leave it at. Only negative I got about it, everything else is all positives. At a price point of $59.99, I think it's worth it. If you guys are in the ballpark looking to get a scope that is similar to this, but you don't want to break the bank and, you know, pay upwards of $100 to $300 on a really I guess, nice scope, you just want something to get the job done, this right here, in my opinion, is well worth it. There's probably some other companies out there that have some cheaper scopes similar to this that's in the $20 to $30 price range. My opinion, I would rather spend the extra $20 to $15 on this scope and have something that's a little bit better quality made, in my opinion. So hopefully this review helps you guys out, and hopefully if you're in the market looking for a scope similar to this video will help you guys pull the trigger on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up, guys. As always, I can't thank you enough for watching Southern Extreme TV. If you enjoy what I'm doing here at the channel and you enjoy watching some of my videos and what I do, hit that subscribe button in the top left corner for me, guys. It means the absolute world to me. Lets me know that you guys enjoy watching what I've got going on here at Southern Extreme TV. And until next time, guys, I will bring you along on my next adventure or my next review. Thanks for watching.